everybody. Welcome to Echo Underground. I am Shanique.
This is Mike.
And on this podcast, we talk about music, movies, and
whatever else you find interesting. Could be dinosaurs, could be family full of superheroes and babies that can travel through dimensions. Whatever we're going through that day. We're kind of winging it over here.
He's right about that. Today's episode is going to be about the new movie, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. And before we get into this, hit us up on Echo U Podcast, on Twitter. Let us know what you guys think. Send a suggestion, comments, retweet our podcast and everything, and get the word out. So, I'm going to give my grade. And I'm also going to say, is this movie worth seeing? I say yes. I think it's a really good, fun time at the theater. I think it's just as good as the first one. There was some stuff in there I was like, interesting. But I think plot-wise and everything is fine. I think the first one still had more of a excitement factor because it's like, ooh, how are they going to do this? But the sequel is just as good. I like the characters. I like the acting. I actually enjoyed the story. So, given all that, I'm going to give it a solid A. I have no issues with this movie whatsoever. Everything to me made sense, except for certain things, but that could just be plot shit that I can get over it. So yeah, definitely an A movie. What do you think? What is your grade, and is this worth seeing in the theater?
Worth seeing in the theater?
Yeah, because some people like to wait till home. Like, some movies are good, but you could wait till it comes out.
If you like the first one, you should definitely go see this one, to be honest. Like, I think you'd be doing yourself an injustice to not see this one if you already saw the first one. I agree with Shanique. I did like the first one slightly better, so I'll give it a slight edge, only because, this Jurassic World movie this Jurassic Park / World movie did not take place in a Jurassic Park. Because, about maybe 30 or 40 minutes into the movie, that's done. Spoiler alert, by the way. That's just done. But yeah, in the first one, they had the entire movie take place in Jurassic Park, and it kind of followed the original formula from the first few movies, where it's like dinosaurs get out and shit goes wrong. This one is, we're gonna purposely get the dinosaurs out, put them on mainland, try to sell them across the world. Like I said, at least they switched up the formula. My grade is actually going to be an A-, only because the edge got slightly missed by the first Jurassic World. But it's still all good. I ain't minded it all one bit, to be honest. So I'd definitely check it out in the theater, especially if you can go into that Dolby theater like we saw Incredibles 2 in. That was a pretty dope experience.
Yeah, you could feel the sound. That's how many speakers there is. But going back to Michael's point, I should give a small summary, even though he already started. Basically, sequel, the park's obviously shut down. I think this is 3 years later. The island that they were on is blowing up. And they're like, should we save the dinosaurs? Should we not? The government's like, nah. So someone's like, you know what? We can use these dinosaurs to make money. So they steal them. And then they trick the protagonist to help them, and then they realize they gotta fix the error, and shit goes hella wrong. Or maybe right, depending on your opinion on it. So,
just curious here. I'm pretty sure we already have the answer here. But the dilemma in the first part of the movie where they're like, hey, do we save these dinosaurs and preserve their life since technically they are animals? Or do we let them die because they're fucking dinosaurs and we can't really, habitate them anywhere properly?
What's the question?
Oh, what side do you land on? Like, do you
okay. I was like, what?
Habitate them, or do you want to save them?
Here's my thing.
Habitate them, or let them die. Sorry.
I would put them on their own island because they are living. They can reproduce and all that stuff. I would just leave them on their own island and just let them do whatever.
Yeah. So you actually you'd actually put the money towards getting a rescue operation and transfer, making sure the island can habitate all different kinds of species. Yeah,
and plus, honestly, the government probably wouldn't have to pay for it. Because,
that's what they're talking about, though.
I know, but there's probably plenty of, environmentalists that would chip in and pay for it. Which, by the way, there will be spoilers. There's already probably been spoilers, but just in case.
Why is that spoiler alert?
Did you?
Yeah.
No, you didn't. Anyway.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
I don't why you're saying that. I missed it, but spoiler alert. Even though everything we're talking about right now was in the trailer.
Yeah.
So, it's just... Don't worry about it. But yes, I would put them on their own island because they are living and breathing creatures.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't let them die. We brought them back to life. I think it'd be kind of an asshole thing to do.
Well, we is a bit broad term considering they did it really.
But the government authorized it though. That's the thing. Well, they let them do it. You can't do that type of shit without government approval.
I don't think they had any contingencies such as volcanoes in place, especially after considering, Jurassic World went so bad that everyone had like almost $1 billion in class action lawsuits against them. I'm thinking government probably really don't give a shit about hunting down some 20-ton dinosaurs.
It's like when something bad happens at a zoo. We put them in there, but we don't put down the animal.
Yeah, we get that. Those are regular animals that, we are trained to control. No one actually, outside of Jurassic World, was trained to control dinosaurs. They're on an island out in the Pacific. Oh, the Pacific? Yeah, I guess that's Pacific. It's off Costa Rica. But yeah. Is
that a real island? I thought it was a fake one.
No, well, it's a fake island, but in location to where they are in the movie, they said 120 miles off of Costa Rica.
Okay. Well, whatever. My thing is, at the end of the day, they authorized the creation of these creatures. They were training some of them. They were training them with, what is Chris Pratt's character name? I can't remember.
Oh, God, neither can I. I'm calling Chris Pratt for the movie for this podcast
okay,
right now.
Chris Pratt, okay? His character was training them, and they were... That's one of the things they were doing at the facility. And it was basically... The funny thing, had they not been, stupid and just kept the dinosaurs the way they were... I'm not a fan of saving the genetic mutation versions of the dinosaurs.
Or even do that in the first place.
But the other ones are fine. Just do, like I said, just put them on their island and leave them the fuck alone. That's all you had to do. And if people want to see, you can literally, they can do what they do with some places where they just fly over and send videos out. That will give them a lot of stuff too, because in this day and age, streaming does make a lot of money. They don't have to be there. But they chose to, and they chose to fuck up their own shit. So, I say don't kill these creatures, in my opinion. I don't care. Animal's an animal. I don't agree with killing animal just because, we feel they're too dangerous.
I mean, we're not killing them. That was an act of nature. But
we're letting them die. And that's the same thing as, if something happens with, the forest, nature happens, and we don't try to protect the animals. That's still just as bad, in my opinion.
Maybe I'm putting too much thought into this, because I get that. I would save the animals that are relevant to this time period. If they're billions of years old and they were created in a lab, and, we're obviously not going to make any more of them, and they're probably not enough of them to reproduce successfully for, multiple generations. And even if you put them on the island's eventually going to, go crazy due to some kind of food chain error, because, there are T-Rexes there. Odds are they're going to just eat everyone. Other than the ones they fought up before in the previous movies. But if they honestly aren't here right now, or weren't recently extinct, I'm sorry. I kind of agree with what the politics said in the movie. I would not make any moves to save a fucking 40-foot tall dinosaur. That's just me. But I was just curious what your answer was, and I'm actually curious to everyone else's answer too. Maybe I'm just evil and I don't have a soul. Let me know on Twitter.
All right, so. Let's get into it. We're going to try not to summarize the movie. We're just going to touch up on each character. Let's talk about Claire. Do you think she was naive? I think she was hella naive when it comes to dinosaurs and people in general, the politics of it.
She's following her heart, to be honest, but when it comes to Claire. And I guess that gave her a lot of character, to be honest. I don't really mind people choosing those kind of options in the movie, because obviously it's not all that real. If I met her in real life, I'd have issues, because you're trying to you're trying to go through a lot right now to do something that's darn near impossible, especially since her naivety kind of ends up playing back on her in the end. Like we talked about earlier, she's being tricked by this guy to actually go sell off dinosaurs to the black market, and a lot of them to end up weaponizing them.
Yeah.
So even if she saved them, she'd be saving them and then getting played. Granted, we know that as the audience, but in her shoes, if I knew her in real life, I'm sorry. That wouldn't fly by me. You're going through a lot of work to save a lot of dinosaurs. Granted, maybe you can find some kind of antibody in dinosaurs that can make more medication these days or something like that. I don't know why my brain's going that deep into it, but it's like, if I met you in real life, I'm like, nah, that's dumb.
It's funny, because you're
they eat people.
Yeah, because you're thinking it, and you're actually thinking, honestly, you're thinking like a predator. You're like, my thing, that's why I want them isolated. They can't live with us. Mm-hmm. They just can't. If they do, we gonna have to learn, but they can't. Well, spoiler.
I'm not gonna learn. I'm just gonna move. That's it.
But, like, for me, I think she was a little naive from the first movie. And I like that the guy pointed out, you signed off on enhancing something that was already dangerous.
Right.
With probably the most dangerous version of the animal.
You put a lot of dangerous animals into one. Like, not even just dinosaurs alone. They put, like, snakes and, like, pufferfish and some other, like, other different animals just to make it, like, the super creature or some shit.
Yeah, she basically said, hey, you can enhance an already dangerous animal with all this other shit for viewing. But I'm like, you made the animal smarter than you, and you allowed that. She probably allowed, funny thing enough, I think she probably allowed for, like, the mutation, but not how far it went. Like, she was impressed with the results, but had she known how smart it was and everything, she probably been like, yo, make that shit more dumb. Like, she probably would have said that. And in this movie, she's too, she trusts too many people. And it doesn't go right, but I did like how the guy pointed out, like, yo, you said this was okay. Until, spoiler in the first one, killed everyone. That T-Rex went apeshit and got out.
That thing was too damn tough, for real. Like, one, it had, like, stealth capabilities, like, it's, because the DNA that's in it. It can be stealthy. It can talk to raptors. It can take on a T-Rex.
It was as big as a T-Rex, if I remember right.
Yeah, they're about like a similar size. Cause like it has T-Rex DNA in it as well, and like it can do all this other shit. I'm just like, mistakes were made today, and obviously it's like damn near almost bulletproof because it got shot at a lot with real bullets, not even tranquilizers. So I'm like, all right, we need to just say fuck this to this idea.
Yeah, that was not a good idea, and she didn't think it through. She thought they had more control than they did, and that was the problem. But I thought she was naive, but I did like how, one thing that did get me was like when the dinosaur was being left on the island and dying, I actually felt bad about that. That actually worked on me. I know it didn't work on Michael because Michael's like, I'm a human, fuck dinosaurs. But it worked on me.
I felt a little because it's like the sound it made was kind of sad. I'm like,
but
it's for the greater good. You kind of have to burn. But here's
the thing, that one. That's not a carnivore, so it wouldn't attack human. That's true. That's the one. If you're gonna think about it, you could just save the ones that are not carnivores, and you'll be fine too.
That's not necessarily going to be the case, because then this whole food chain thing that's going to take place now.
What do you mean they eat leaves? What food chain thing?
Well, leaves. There is a way that if you get too many herbivores in the area, they'll just straight up eat too much grass. And then they'll start like overpopulating, if I'm in their case, or just not leaving enough for other herbivores. Because remember, this is what do you call it? A brontosaurus or whatever it is.
I don't know.
The long neck.
The long neck. Yeah.
They eat a lot. Like they're big as shit. They weigh about like a small plane. So it's like there's ways it can still go wrong even if it's an herbivore. So I'm sorry. Listen, as a realist, which
fuck the dinosaurs, save the
I'm
humans.
Usually the optimist in these kind of situations. But I'm like, nah, yo, I don't fuck with no giant ass lizards. I don't care if you want to eat me or the tree next to me. You can't be here.
Look, okay, I'm not even gonna go there because we can't convince Michael and he can't convince me.
You're right.
But that scene did work on me, and I felt so bad for her. Because she didn't make these creatures to be what they're going to be used for. Which, I don't know. All these type of movies, it's like, man, humans ain't shit. You just can't trust them, apparently.
Nope.
Can't trust us. But yeah, I did think she was naive. I thought her character development was really good, though. And I liked the decision she made at the end, but we're going to talk about later. Way later, when we get to talking about the ending. Okay. What about,
decision. Okay.
Chris, no, she didn't make it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's right.
Yeah, but Chris Pratt character. Is it Nolan? Is it Nolan? Like, what the fuck is his name?
Anyways, Chris Pratt's character. What about him?
So, what did you think of his like character development in this, or did he even have any? Because I was struggling to kind of realize
outside of the relationship with Claire, I don't guess there really was much, to be honest.
I didn't think there was. I mean, I did like.
I mean, his relationship with Blue was still kind of there to like get that going again. So I guess as far as character development goes, there's only those two things really.
Yeah, and like speaking of him and Claire, like I like how it opens up with her laughing at him because he's like, "Oh,
I broke up with you. I left you."
Yeah, but then when you play the conversation, I'm like, "No, dude, that's not what happened. She told you to get the hell out, and you left." Like
I left. Right.
I was like, nigga, what?
I think he's forgetting how like chain of operations goes.
If someone tells you to leave and then you leave, they broke up with you.
Yeah, right.
Plain and simple. But yeah, he was basically the action star of the movie. He put himself on the line. He was very brave. Ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, he almost caught some lava in the beginning of the movie, man.
He did. I was like, I would have been dead though.
Yeah, that tranquilizer would have had me down. That's meant for dinosaurs. It would definitely put me down for a minute.
Yeah, that's the fact that he was able to move at all was probably movie plot armor. I feel like.
Oh yeah, I don't doubt that one bit.
It's 100% movie plot. But yeah, I don't really think he had much of character development besides the relationship with Claire. But he was very consistent about who he was, and his name is Owen. Look, yeah, I don't know why the fuck we couldn't remember him. Let's talk about what's the other character name? The guy who started the part, the old man. That whole family dynamic. And then who's the guy he left the money to? So basically, the guy who created Jurassic World, like from the first movie, is dying at this point. His creatures, and he wants to do what I want to do. Create a sanctuary for him. He bought the island. He has everything created for them. He just wants to put them on there and let them live their lives, right? Like his older partner wanted to. But he has a greedy person who's his power of attorney, I think.
Successor or something like that, yeah.
Because he controls his money, so I'm assuming he's his power of attorney. Who says, nah, we could sell these for money and make more. And he's doing it behind the old man's back. And he's pretending on operating on behalf of him. The old man also has a granddaughter. And then I think that woman that was with him is his wife. Seemed like it's his wife, based on the picture. So I'm assuming that's his wife. They're like this giant family. The three guys love dinosaurs. The other guys see dinosaurs as money. And he's the one that tricks Claire and Owen so they can get Blue and have all the dinosaurs they need. So the thing with this, and then where Macy is the granddaughter. What did you think about the twist with Macy?
You see, I get that it's a big deal, but to be honest, I'm forgetting a lot of the details from the first 3 Jurassic Park movies. And I know, but either way though, it kind of hit me pretty hard because the big twist, I guess we can get into it now because it's kind of toward the end of the movie, was that she's pretty much
she's a clone.
An experiment like the dinosaurs, where like they just clone from certain DNA. So she is essentially the daughter. Yeah,
so basically, I'm assuming...
The daughter got in a car accident, so they said, he did the same thing, because like, he had his own sins or whatever. He was trying to point... the asshole of the movie was trying to point out before, like, hey, he's doing some fucked up shit, too. Like, he
wanted his daughter back, right. So he cloned his daughter. And I'm assuming she can grow up as normal, so... It's kind of weird, but I think what happened was, once they were able to successfully do it with the daughter, they thought of doing it with the dinosaurs, which I don't know when actually I think once they were able to do it with the dinosaurs, they did it with his daughters. Right. That's because he's the creator since the first one. So it worked out, I guess. But I saw the picture and for some reason I was like, oh, this old woman, it must be the grandmother then. I accidentally called her the mother at first. Turns out I was right. That was her daughter. And first of all, why did she, another thing, why did that old woman allow that man to kick her out? I guess I have a question, because, when the creator died, I think Robert, his name was, he left the guardian to the power of attorney, that asshole. Why not the mother? Unless the mom didn't know that was a clone and actually thought that was her granddaughter. Which is even more fucked up.
Yeah. Because not only you know, and the other guy knows.
Yeah. And, like, why did he tell the other guy? Like, there's so many things. But the twist was that she was actually a clone took me left. I was like, like, what? But the only risky thing is, when you clone someone, you're not guaranteed that they're going to actually have the same personality as the original. Mm-hmm. So, it looked like she did.
She loves dinosaurs. She's kind of, brash, yep.
She did what she wanted to do in this movie. Let's put it that way. She did a lot of things I was like, bro, why? But that twist actually worked on me. Because I didn't think about cloning humans. In a world where you could clone and make dinosaurs, I did not think about cloning humans. I was wrong. But that leads to the end. Which basically the ending centralizes around an auction for the dinosaurs at Robert's house. And spoiler alert, Robert doesn't make it because he's stupid. He's a defenseless old man, and the power attorney just kills him. And then fires his wife. And then has to keep Macy because she has all the money now. Mm-hmm. And captures Owen and Claire and all that stuff. And I'm just like, this is going to go bad. And then they, stupidly enough, made another dinosaur. Who is a mix of the first motherfucker from the first movie and then a lot of other shit. And they wonder why it went wrong.
Like, we're going to do the literal exact same thing we did about 3 years ago, except this time we're going to freaking, make it really fucking smart. Like, we're going to put a straight up deep blue sea on it. Like, give these stupid, dangerous animals a really big brain. And, this, weird laser command thingy on it. And I'm like, okay, it worked out great the first time, right? Let's do it again.
Yeah.
Let's do it again.
There was stupidity involved in that. But, what was your favorite part of the ending? Like, the climax of the movie. What did you like? What part pissed you off? Because everyone...
What made me happy was the part where that main hunter dude from the beginning of the movie got his arm chewed off because he wanted to let the tooth out. I was like, this dumb motherfucker. If you were smart, you would know that some dinosaur you ain't familiar with that got one that looks like a raptor with long-ass arms and really fucked up teeth. You should know better than to get in a cage with it, asleep or not. Listen, here's how Michael Brown works. I'm going to need to not be within a 20-mile radius of any dinosaur that can run faster than me. I'm going to need all the head start I can get. Fuck 20. I need a 50-mile radius head start from any dinosaur that can fuck with me that easy. Because the way he went out, the way this dinosaur took people out, period, was just... brutal. This is a violent fucking dinosaur. The big dinosaurs in the movie, when they kill humans, they're just eat it in almost one gulp, a couple bites, but mainly just one big ass gulp like the T-Rex used to do. Yeah. This one, it shreds you down and pieces you up. Yep. And then it'll take your arm off, rip your neck open, claw you, pin you down with his nails and shit. I'm like, nah, listen, you gotta make it a quick cut. Don't if I'm going for execution, don't hack my neck several times before my head fall off. Cause that's literally what that damn thing was doing. But yeah, that's just me. Because it seems like it's one of them animals too, yo, that kill for the sake of killing instead of because it's hungry. Because that's why some people say dogs are more dangerous than wolves. Because wolves only hunt when they hungry. They're not going to hunt just for the sake of killing. Yeah. But dogs, on the other hand, when they got a pack of wild dogs will just kill for the sake of killing.
Hey, dangerous animal in the world, man.
Yeah, and I'm like, hey, that's kind of one of them things that's got going on with it for real. I asked Shanique earlier too, who she thinks would win between Indoraptor and Indominus Rex. My vote's for Indominus Rex.
Indoraptor.
Mostly because I didn't see Indoraptor fight a big dinosaur yet, but Indominus Rex took on a lot of creatures, and it's stealthy, and it's got a whole bunch of it's smart, but it's not as smart as Indoraptor. Because Indoraptor, my favorite part I talked about just a while ago, it can play dead, and I'm like, it smiled, and I thought, now this thing is trolling this dude right in front of me. But yeah, I don't know. My vote's Indominus Rex.
Indoraptor for most reasons. Here's why. It is Indominus Rex plus a lot of other shit. So I'm like, it has all the ability Indominus Rex probably has because it used its DNA. Plus, they made it 10 times smarter. And have all the other shit as raptors do as well. So I'm like, you won't win. Even though you're smaller, you might be smaller, you're probably outsmart enough to kill it. That's why I said Indoraptor. But it's
a fair argument because we can't see it now because they're both fucking dead. But
good.
But spoiler alert, yes, Indoraptor does die.
Yes, they usually do.
But yeah, I don't know, man. Listen, at the end of the day, though, the most dangerous raptor is blue because blue fought them both in the lift. So
yeah,
I'll be okay with that.
All right. So also, I was okay with what happened to the people at the auction.
Oh yeah.
Even though there was a lot of stupid shit happening. First one, the people that hid in the elevator, press the fucking button while that guy's getting his arm chewed.
Hey,
please.
They were too scared to move, man.
I don't care. Press the button. Why the thing's in the cage and you see nothing else there? Press the button.
You know what though?
You know what? They couldn't. I just remember they couldn't because it was a code. They didn't know the code, so they had to hide in the
right. That one
sorry.
Fat dude. That's right. Okay.
So sorry. Yeah, they couldn't press it. They were just fucked.
Here's my thing. Because I watch a lot of like movies where people get stuck in elevators. I know that a lot, not all, but a lot of elevators have like an emergency hatch at the top of it. I would have thought about that. They obviously didn't. I don't know if they're not athletic or they're just not that smart to think about it because they're scared. But even Chris Pratt used that strategy earlier with the that thing that was like ramming everything. The Billy Goat dinosaur.
That's not what it's called, but yeah,
it was ramming everything. It was ramming everything, and that's all that mattered. And it
had a hard shell.
It probably, when you think about it, had the highest body count in this movie, and this thing is like 3 feet tall.
Yeah, it was fucking people up.
I was like, yo, the thing is hitting like a whole.
Is it 3 feet? Because it looked like
it might have been 4. Maybe 4 or 5 and change.
Because I feel like it was up to at least Chris Pratt's chest, and he's kind of a tall dude.
Hey, I'm just throwing numbers out here. I'm not saying for actual accuracy here. All you need to know is it's smaller than you, but 500 times more dangerous than you.
Yeah, I feel like it'd be like under our necks. But yeah, I definitely agree. Like that thing had a high body count. Or if it didn't have a body count, these niggas ain't walking no more because it hit them hard. But yeah. Then I guess honestly, probably Macy hiding in the bed. That's probably the dumbest part. But it's such a child thing to do that I'm like, okay.
I'm raising my kid better.
How do you prepare a child to hide from dinosaurs? I don't fucking know.
Keep running. Don't stop. If you stop, you dead. Because Chris Pratt was the only reason that girl lived. Hell, if that dinosaur just moved a little bit faster, it could have. 2 times it happened too. The first one I'm not gonna really blame her on, but she was walking backwards though. I'm just the kind of motherfucker who don't walk backwards down dark hallways.
Well, she didn't know there was a dinosaur down there.
I mean, yeah, that's why I said I'm not really blaming her. I'm just saying from me though. Listen, man, my spidey sense is on all day. I might have my moments where I step up and I don't realize things are happening around me. But one thing you will never catch this brother doing is walking backwards down a dark hallway. Because this thing only grabbed her hair, I guess, for the sake of, movie creepiness. If it really wanted to, it's a smart dinosaur. It could just stay quiet and then, reach his long-ass, definitely not raptor arms out and, just snatched her up. And that would have been,
I don't think the arms can fit through there. Only the hand. The nails could.
Well,
the nails could have sliced her up anyway, just with the nails.
The entire hand made it out. Maybe not the arm, but the entire hand made it out far enough to.
Nails.
It was the hand.
Oh shit!
And either way, even if that was the case, it's a smart dinosaur. It could have just waited for her to walk back a couple more feet because she was still going backwards, not paying attention because she was scared about getting caught. Nah, son. Hey, listen. Not for me.
Well,
if Jurassic World really existed, even under the perfect conditions, I'm only looking at that shit through a TV monitor. I'm not going to.
I would not spend the money to go there.
Listen, there's
especially in this universe, since the last time they tried it, people died because the old
several times they tried it.
Yeah, the old movies are canon.
Yeah, right.
So it's like, okay, no, I'm sorry, bro. Not today.
All you need to know is it would not have been this brother right here. That's okay. Mike would have been.
Yeah, but the part where she hid under the bed. Hid in the bed. The guy in the movie theater.
You said that under the bed would have been smarter, but you know what? That thing can't smell scent, so whatever. Go ahead.
Yeah, the part where she hid in the bed, and the guy in the movie theater was like, "Why the fuck are you in the bed?" And I started laughing because I thought
was in her seat.
Yeah.
I was talking about. Yep.
He was fucking funny because I was thinking the same shit though.
Black people got to say how they really feel. Like this nigga's like, yo, why the fuck you go in the bed?
Get out the bed.
Keep running. Go out, yo, son.
She should have. You know what? She should have got out the bed when she heard her on the roof. But you know what? She did the thing where you're trapped by fear, and you think that don't happen in real life, but that's actually happened to me in real life before. I remember I was crossing the street, but I fell, right, and this car was coming at me, full speed, saw me in the street, was not slowing down, right? I froze out of pure fear. It wasn't until my mom was like, "Shake!" and I just like, shoo, I got up and ran. But I actually did freeze, and it does happen. You would think it wouldn't because you're like, not me. Also,
not
I wouldn't.
Me.
You would think not me
not
until
me.
You're in like
Hashtag
the weird.
not me.
And then you're in a weird situation. I don't know how I would have felt if I came face to face with a dinosaur. I don't know what the fuck I would do. Even though I wouldn't be face to face. If I heard that and I knew they were there, I'd probably do my best to get out the house. But I don't know once I felt like I was going to get caught, what would happen. You never know.
Nature has done a good job with programming these flight or fight responses, especially with me, because mine is almost 99 times out of 100 on flight. If it's bigger than me, if its teeth are bigger than me, I'm not just flying, I'm soaring.
I'm just saying you don't know.
Listen, no, I know. Not hashtag not me. I know. I'm not gonna be the dude who just like stares at something that's like terrifying. Like, no. My body immediately says, I don't care if you're shitting yourself, run. Cause listen, here's my thing about Macy too. The little shaft that goes like down like, for like laundry. I forgot what they call it, laundry chutes or whatever it is.
Yeah.
She hidden that thing twice in this movie, and she made good use of it, and I'll give her that. But for whatever reason, when she had the clear to go run away from the Indominus Rex, she chose to not go in the shaft where she could either have the freedom to go up or down.
The shaft's not in her room. It's in her grandfather's room.
Well, either way, when you're in the bed and you know the Indominus Rex is not on its way towards you. Because here's my thing. Two things she could have done. Only she go in the bed. She didn't even go all the way under the blanket. Like, this motherfucker had her whole head out still. Like, okay, you just want to see your death coming towards you. Yes. Fair enough. But you go if you didn't want that, you should have fucking went under the bed and hid your whole body at least. Put some effort into it, motherfucker. Come on.
She did she did the kid thing. When kids get scared, they go in their bed sometimes.
Listen.
I mean, it don't work here because you're running from a giant ass monster. Yes. But still, that's what she did, and I understood why she did it. But did it like slightly annoy me? Yes. She had a lot of smart moments in this movie too. Like, she did things I was like, yeah, that makes sense to do. But like when she got to the point where she was just too scared, she hid in the bed. I understand it. She's a child. Whatever. It would have made it worse if an adult did that. Like if Claire did that, I'd be like, bitch, what the fuck? You too old for this. Right. But like her, I give her more lenient because you're a kid. I always give kids more leniency because like they don't know. Just like I gave the little boy more leniency in Quiet Place than Michael did.
Fuck that little boy, yo.
Why you gotta say? He was 3. He was even younger than her. I blame it all on the parents because if you know that your little boy has to make noise and then a monster will eat him, right? You drill that shit into him. But they try to make it seem like everything was normal, but he just had to be quiet. And that was a bad decision. Because R.I.P. little boy. R.I.P. It was their fault. It's 100% their fault because they made it seem like it was a normal day. He just had to be quiet instead of saying like, no, monsters will eat you and you will die.
One thing I'm glad about movies like that is they do show that parents need to do better job. I agree with Shanique on this one. Parents need to do better job in like horror scenarios or your kid will get snatched up. Because not a lot of movies like. Movies are very lenient when it comes to kids dying, obviously, which for good reason. They don't want the shock factor to go too far up, and that's you know what I don't really care for it, but I get why they do it. But it's like show the consequence of having a dumb child, or at least like not being near your child, or at least put them in a situation where like they can make dumb decisions. That's kind of where that kid was at. This Macy, I feel like she was old enough to know better, to be honest. She was like, what, maybe 10, 11 years old, somewhere around there.
I thought she was like 9, but I could be wrong.
9, plenty old enough. I think my cutoff for making dumb decisions is like 6 or 7.
Okay,
and she's a smart girl.
Okay, but like, this is not a normal situation. This is not crossing the street. This is like running from dinosaurs.
I get that. Yeah, I get that. But for me, it's like, yo, you ever been chased by a dog that you don't like?
That is not the same
that's
thing.
That's a big ass dog.
No, absolutely not. That is not the same thing.
You don't look back. You run. Good job.
That is not the same thing. If you told that child, oh, you ever been chased by a dog, run the same way, that nigga's dead. That won't work.
How would it be different? You running.
You're still gonna end up dead though.
So a bigger creature is worth not running from.
I'm not saying not running from, but don't tell them that it's the same thing, because it's not. One, the bigger creature...
If I gotta tell them, then that means I already failed my child. You should have known that was worse. Like, this thing got teeth, and its head can literally eat you in one bite. No, move.
They know the move, but if she... Look, she needed to, one, find a place to... What she should have did was probably go to the basement.
Yeah, in the laundry chute. Dummy.
Yeah, but I don't think she had time to get to the room because that creature could hear her. So she caved. She panicked and she caved. But it is what it is. Like, could she have made smarter decisions? Yes. Could the power attorney not been such a greedy motherfucker? Yes. But we wouldn't have a movie.
You know, since we're on topic of Maisie, you may as well move on to the part where she has like another really big pivotal.
No, I was going to the ending. Yeah. What?
I'm agreeing with you when you're correcting me anyway. But yeah, there's a part of the movie here now. Like toward the ending, pretty much what you need to know is there's an explosion in the basement that forces some kind of toxic gas to go out to where all the dinosaurs are being kept, and now they're all like slowly dying from this toxic gas.
Yep.
So now they can't get through the computer system with this nerdy guy that they have there, like a systems analyst guy, who's like walking plot armor for digital devices for this movie. Until this happened, they finally gave him something he couldn't overcome. But pretty much what's happening is the only option to save them and let out the gas is to open the emergency doors that would let all the dinosaurs out.
Right.
Now, back to the first question: would Michael have let them die on the island? Yes. The only way to stop them now from letting...
I would have let them die in that basement, though.
I would have let them die in the...
It's one thing to be on an isolated island.
Right. Now they're in the real world. California.
Yeah.
California. Can you imagine...
I'm not going there.
Going across the Golden State Bridge, and you just see like a pack of raptors just like running through traffic.
I don't live there, so I don't live there.
I mean, Golden State Bridge is an iconic place in San Francisco. Or even like one of the Disney Worlds over there. Like, haha, here's the Jurassic World ride. No, it's a real goddamn T-Rex about to eat you. Like, not for me. Not for me. No, I'll be in New York. Peace out. No.
No, but yeah, they're forced to make a decision. Claire is forced to make a decision. She lets them out the hatch, and then she's like, the only way to save them is to press the button. But she can't bring herself to press it because at the end of the day, this is with people. Mm-hmm. They needed to be on their own little sanctuary, not with people. And because, honestly, oddly enough, had Macy not found out she was a clone in the movie, she probably wouldn't have pressed that button. Because the only reason she pressed it because she empathized with them and said, hey, they're alive like me, and pressed the button. She's very childlike by thinking like that because she didn't think of the big picture. Like Claire. Claire thought of the big picture. Was like, nope, can't let them out. They gotta go. Macy was like, they're alive like me, so I gotta press the button and let them out. And that's what she did. And the title of the movie, or the series, became real life. It became a Jurassic World. Now, hopefully, they don't reproduce and spread across the entire world. But if they do, we fuck. They will outlive us. Actually, no, they wouldn't. We have enough armies and shit. We'll take them out. But I don't think that was the best decision, and they do have to live with that. Unfortunately, it's already there.
I just like the little scene though where they had like the king of the dinosaurs, like the king of the animals right now, quote unquote, being a lion, kind of like roaring at each other. I did like that little scene. That little scene was pretty cool. Like, hey, old school versus new school. What's up? Old school's a lot bigger than us. We got a lot more oxygen to work with. But yeah, like I thought that little scene was kind of pretty cool.
Yeah. So, potential sequel. What do you think? What are they gonna do?
The same thing. They didn't make a new dino. Because here's the thing: the Indominus Rex DNA has been completely axed out. However, there is a big ass fish in the water. A big ass like dinosaur fish in the water, probably gonna eat people now. They have room to make movies if they really want to. There's only I think one T-Rex, so I don't think the T-Rex can multiply. So unless they do like another reboot years and years down the road, I have a hard time figuring out what a sequel could really look like.
Okay, well, my idea of the sequel will be basically the humans and the dinosaurs figuring out how to live together. Someone's going to be like, no, environmentalists and animal-friendly people, the ones that we saw in this movie, will be like, yes, and they're just learning how to actually cohabitate as one. And I think that's what the third movie's going to focus on. But I think that's actually going to close out the franchise. I think that's going to be the last movie. And it'll just be a trilogy. And I think that would be the best decision. That's my prediction. Could be wrong.
I mean, my only other thing here, too, is the one Asian scientist, he got out. Did he get out? I'm pretty sure he got out. Yeah, he managed to escape, and he's the guy who's responsible for both the Indominus Rex and the Indoraptor.
Yeah.
So I feel like maybe he could be a pivotal plot point in the next movie, because really right now he's the biggest threat. Because this guy does have some DNA samples left. He did manage to pack up some eggs and some other shit. So, you know.
Yeah, and also probably, you know what? It could also be fighting wars with dinosaurs because they're weaponizing them. So
very true.
That could also be the third movie.
There you go.
And people be like, no, don't do that. You know, a whole thing. But overall, I think it was very good movie to see. I had fun with it. And I enjoyed both the first one and the second one equally. First one a little more because it was like, how you're going to do this. But otherwise, I thought the plot for the second one actually made sense.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, definitely enjoyed it. Good sequel. Solid movie. Closing remarks?
I'm all set. I got everything off my chest.
Okay. Hit it up on Twitter at EchoU Podcast and let us know what you guys thought of the movie and what you think the sequel will be, or if there should be a sequel. You can also find us on any social media sites such as Facebook, iTunes, SoundCloud, YouTube, under Echo Underground Podcast. And if you listen to us on your phone, you can find us on any podcasting app, also under Echo Underground Podcast. And we'll see you guys the next episode. Bye.
See ya.